G'day, Stay Off Grid here. How you doing? I've been doing a lot of mowing lately and I haven't been doing many videos. I've got a bit of footage that I've got to just edit and stuff to do a few more videos, but the mowing, because we had all that rain, everything's just exploded, you know, so I'm just covering my tracks of what I did last year already, but it had to be done again. Not so bad, but say this part that I'm standing in here now, if we look at that, I mowed all that end over the road there. Now I've still got to do whippersnipping and cleaning it up a little bit, but yeah, it's a lot of mowing, and it's mowed as well on the other side where you see the road up the top there, and the telegraph pole. It's mowed all on the other side and then down the other side of the road. Now the thing is, my mate Ziggy that I went to school with, who watches my videos, he likes watching the time-lapse video of the mower. I'll put music to it, maybe he just likes watching that, you know. But the thing is that I didn't film any of it because we'll get out of the wind here. To be honest, it takes me a lot more time to film it once you get everything ready and you need to bring the tripod and stuff and whatever, and I just haven't been doing it for this one because I've got so much to do, and the rain's just, I've been down the river track. We'll go down there a little bit later as well, but because we had all that wind as well, there's just trees down everywhere, so I can't get down the river track even to see if it's too wet. What I will be doing though is basically where I'm standing, if we go straight up that hill, or straight up there through that bush, I live on top of the hill up there. Oop, camera went the wrong way. Up the top of there, and so that road over there is the bit that goes up to my house or my caravan. And then if we turn sort of 180 degrees, through there is the river. Now the river track I've got used at the moment is right down the bottom, but that's the one that keeps flooding. When we get all this rain, it's just nothing really can be done about it. So I don't like going down there. I could drive through there with a 4-wheel drive, but I just don't want to get stuck on my own. I do have the muddies and a diff lock now, so it shouldn't be a problem for me to get through there. At the moment though, even when there's probably a foot of water, I could drive straight through there in the 4B, no problem. What I can't see is trees that are down underneath, and then, you know, if you just happen to hit one, you're stuck, and if you can't get out, it's not fun. So I haven't done that. Now ideally I would try and go as far, so the road down the bottom, then it's all a hill, right? So, but it levels out up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm first using a track down here halfway down that I've already used, and then I'm going to make a track through here which will go straight down to the river. It'll end up on a bit of a hill. I'm not sure if you wanted to be driving down there, but you could just walk down the little extra 50 meters, you know. So that's what I'm trying to do. See how we go. Well, I'm here in the middle of the bush. I do have the trailer on the mower. Now I did have some a reverse mirror. I had two. I haven't put both on yet, but the one that I put on, I hit something and it pulled off, so I don't have rear view vision anymore. And I wonder when that tipped over. Yeah. It just happened there because there's me snatch straps. So anyway, I wasn't going to drive any further. What I'm going to do now is just, I know what I forgot now. You hate it when you forget things. I was going to bring some paint up, some blue paint. I've got some bright blue paint there, and I was going to walk through here and try and find the lay of the land, the best place to go. So I'm probably going to get lost. The weird part is, I'll try and put a photo up of it, but I walked straight through here when I was looking at the property, no problem, because the bushfire had come through. It was just starting to get a bit green, and but it was clear through here, apart from the big trees, like these big burnt trees. And in that 2 years, it's just unbelievable. So, but I'm going to go for a walk. Actually, right through here is really good. That's looking really good through there. I can see a log up ahead. So I'm going to go for a walk and oh, I see something else up there. Sorry, I'm looking at stuff. Yeah, go for a walk and see. Would have been good with a paint, just to paint, put a bit of a dot on each tree and go right between that tree and that tree is where you're going through. But I forgot that, so I'm going for a walk. The thing is that if I can walk, if I can mark where I'm going to go, and then I can come through, cut these logs up, put them to the side, use them as the bloody path, show where the path's going or something, it'll work out fine. So anyway, I'm going to keep going, and I know if I get lost, just go up or down and you'll get out of here. Well, I don't think the birds like me in here. I'm going off, I'm probably near their nests. Little green parrots. Where's this guy? Who are you, mate? Hello? Oh, there he goes. Nope, it's gone through there. Now, for all those that are wondering why bushfire is good for the bush, well, there's these things, and I don't know what tree that is, to be honest. I'm not that clued up to tell you what sort of tree it is, but these little fellas here, when they get burnt, that's when they open up and the seeds come out. So that's why after the bushfire, everything just explodes. Not so much as it exploded when it was bushfire. And the reason the bushfires are so bad, I mean, that we have had such bad bushfires over the last, 20 years, is that once upon a time, they'd be backburning all this every year. And that's what the volunteer bushfire brigade did. They were out there with their little fire rag things and burning stuff, like maybe a kilometre square at a time, and they keep burning it. What that does, that gets rid of all the dead wood that's on the ground. Now, if you don't do that burning off, that wood stays there and stays there and stays there for 20 or 30 years, and then when it goes up, it's like a bonfire that someone's prepared with all this wood in it. So the greenies made them stop doing it. Oh, you're killing animals, you're doing this, you're doing that. What a load of crap. I mean, get off your bloody... I don't know what to say there. I'm just like, do you guys think about this stuff or what? Anyway, I'm going to keep walking. Now, if we see all this wood here, this is not burnt wood. So it's wood that's come down in the winds afterwards, right? Afterwards. No pun intended. So all that is just there, waiting for a bushfire to help the bushfire. Now, lots of people use firewood, and you can't just go into the forest and grab firewood, right? It's illegal. You can only collect firewood in a state forest if you're using it at the campsite in the state forest. You can't take that wood off the place. Now, is this like a conspiracy to sell us wood? Right? Because we can buy wood, by the trailer load or whatever, but wouldn't it be nice if you could legally just go into the bush and collect all this wood to burn for free, and you're doing the bush a favour? You're doing everyone a favour. but it's illegal. Strange. Alright, well I made it back. So I could walk through there, no problem. I will be able to make a track through here that I can get through with a 4-drive, no problem. But what I'm going to do now is that there's a property just up above, up that way, up the top of the hill. And there's no one there because their house burnt down, right? So I just want to see where their boundary is, and they're probably not a fence there, but anyway, I can eye it sort of thing and see how far. I may be better off getting closer to the top of the hill because it's going to be flatter, but it just means that I've got further to come down the other side. But also I can go over there, I might be able to see the lay of the land a little bit better to plan my, you know, this is not a job that's going to get done in a day, I can tell you that much. It's a day, it's a month's worth of work. But it will get done, and then I'll just maintain it, and that way I can get to the river, no problem, if the rains come. Not that you want to be near the river when the rains are happening, because it's, you know, it's flowing too fast, it's dirty, probably catch something, who knows what. But just a couple of days later, it's calmed down, it's fresh, clear water again. So, but I just can't get there. All right, well, through those bushes I see the river, but I'm nowhere near. I've just come down from the next door neighbour's property, or along the next door neighbour's property. So this is not where I want to be. I've got to do it the way I was going to do it before, and I actually think that I really need to, down at this here, it's really steep like that down there. I wouldn't put a track down there. If you're going to walk down it, fine, but I'm going to be another way over here somewhere, that way. Anyway, I can't walk further that way because the tractor's back that way, so I've got to go, or the mower's back that way, I've got to go back that way. So I think it's off to the river road, and move the trees that I've seen that were down, and then look at it from where I want to be, where I want the road to go, look at it and walk up through the bush that way. Otherwise, the way I was doing it, I could come out anywhere. This way, I've come out in the wrong spot. So I need to do it from the river, because you find the part that you want to, where the track's going to go from the river, and just keep making that track, and wherever it comes out is where it comes out. That doesn't matter. All right, all that land on the other side of where it's going to come out is mine anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, I'm back through the bush. I'm just walking through a little bit of trees here, and on the ground, it's all really loose soil everywhere. And I'd say there's something in here, something in there, maybe pigs or something. At some time they come in here, because it's just all loose dirt, so they've gone through all the dirt. So it could be pigs. I've seen deer. I haven't seen any pigs, I've seen deer. Could be deer, but very all the way through in a large patch, like now. Considering we've had record rainfall, I wouldn't be expecting that there's all this loose dirt here. I mean, there's trees above it, but they're only small trees, so it'd have to be some sort of animal living in here, and a whole lot of them. So I might try and put a camera out here. Anyway, got to keep walking. Well, this happens every time I come down here after we've had heaps of wind. And that's logs down. This is why I don't come down here when it's really windy, because every time I come down here after the wind, there's a tree down over this path, so probably not a great place to be when it's really windy. All right, well, me being the numbnut that I am, I didn't fill the chainsaw with petrol. She's empty. I don't remember last time it running out. Anyway, it's empty. So I did manage to just move this log by hand just to get out of the way. I'm going to put the chainsaw back in the trailer, take the trailer off and just park it here, and then I'll go for a further inspection of this track. Alright, see you soon. Alright, well it's way too wet down there. But we've had a lot of rain, you know, so it sometimes doesn't take that long to dry up, but we haven't had any really hot days yet. We're still having days at 15 degrees. I think today is probably about 20. We need a couple of days or a week of like 25, and that's all dried out. I can probably get through there, but I will most likely probably get stuck as well. If I get stuck, I've got to bring the four-wheel drive down. I've got the winch now. Probably won't be that big a deal if there's a tree around. Problem is going through there, I'm driving through with my diff lock on now, so I won't get stuck, but I'm tearing it all up, and it's already got big grooves in it from where I got the four-wheel drive stuck. I now know that the four-wheel drive was only in two-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive. I also know that it's not a limited slip diff, so basically it was just running off one wheel and I was just giving it to it sideways through there to get out of there. So now there's two big divots, if you want to call them, or tracks, deep tracks, going up that path. Plus there's the groove that was there before that was only small with all the rain that we've had. That's where the water flows down through. It's like a river going to the river. And that's a massive big hole now, you know, so at some stage I need to fill that with rocks. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do, fill it with rocks and then some, yeah, that's it. Doesn't need topsoil or anything, just rocks. Alright, so put the trailer back on and head back up. So I'm thinking, you know, this track is obviously, it's at the bottom of the hill, but it's also in a gully because it goes back up towards the Princess Highway. So that's where all that water ends up there. All that water drains from my top property and ends up down there. So I think what I'm going to do is that once you get to the other side, there's a whole lot of reeds at the end, right? And that's where the water's worse. It actually pools up there because after the reeds, it goes up a little hill again. So I think coming from that side, I need to just, and I'll probably do it, even though it's wet, I can't get through, I can come down from the other side of the property, the gate's locked, but the next door neighbour, I can get down there and have a look. And maybe I just try and move this track 10 metres up the hill. That way, it's not going to flood, and it also comes out exactly where I want it. So I'm going to start at the other end and do a bit of bush tracking and sort it out. Alright, well I'm down here by the roadside and at the other end of the property where the river is, and I've been looking at my what do you call it, deposition, the plan of the layout of the lot, and it'd be nice. There's a gate just over here, and that's on to the next property, but on the corner of that, or close to that, is where my property starts. So I could make a nice track there if I could use that gate, but I don't know. The stories I've been told is that they didn't like people going through that gate. They had it open, but they didn't like people going through it. So and that's fair enough. It's their property. But I'm just having a look here because I thought, can I put a little road here? So this fence line comes along, and basically there, oh no, about here, so that distance from there, this is my property here. Now I was thinking that I couldn't go through there, and looking at it, it's possibly too steep anyway, but I looked at one plan and originally I thought I could do it, and then I got another plan done And what it is that there's a 5 metre, what do they call it, easement between the road on my property. There's a 5 metre easement, right? So right here, there's an easement. And then the other drawing that I got, that someone drew up for me, it showed the plan, it showed the property starting further down there, like 5 metres away. But realistically, my property goes all the way to the road. Look, wind, but there's an easement. I'm fine. So I've been looking down here. And well, it's a bit steep. But anyway, I'm going to go a bit further and have a look. If I can get over the barbed wire without losing an old mate. Anyway. It's really not that bad, actually. It's steep there, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So I mowed all this area not so long ago, but we've had a lot of rain. And looking at this, I'm looking at just over there. You can't see it, but that's where my track goes through into here, and then the rest of the track runs along the bottom there. So looking at that, how high that is up here, my other track just isn't going to work. It'd be worse than this, than coming down this hill here. Now the other thing is, in all honesty, if you want to go to the river and the other track's raining, worst case scenario, what, you just pull up there and you walk down. Anyway, let's go down and see what the rest of the track looks like. Remember, I was mowing through here and I said there's a big wombat hole. I mowed the whole lot. Doesn't take long to come back. Here's that big wombat hole. It looks bigger. Still haven't worked out what that thing in it is. Oh, it might just be a rock. Now, my car's on the side of the road. My wallet, my phone, and the keys are in the car. So that's not great. Anyway, so with this rain, this stuff will just goes crazy. These reeds, you know. So this was all mowed, all nice. Now, there's been deer down here. I can see a deer hoof print, so that's going through there. Now, I'm just going to walk this way. She told me to. It's actually quite good. Definitely been lots of deer through here. Alright, so it's getting close, right? I don't want to walk too far because I'm going to sink in. Well, actually, it's pretty hard to sink into this stuff. It just kind of holds you up. Alright, so there's not much water left to dry out. We'll give it, if we don't get any rain, and that's only, it's only a couple days, a week off drying out, and then I'm back onto it, you know. Now this is going to flood it down here every single time we get a whole lot of rain. If I was to win the lottery, I'd put a permanent track through here and just raise it up probably a metre. Now I'm not going to go any further that way. That's my track to the river, believe it or not. It's just gone crazy here, but this all this stuff will cut down easily again, no problem, and it's going to grow back all the time. So I won't go any further because just where that tree with no leaves on it, there's a couple of snakes there every single time I come through there. Sunbaking. They might not be sunbaking now because I haven't got a clear area for them, but I don't want to run into them. They're there every single time, so I never get them on the camera because obviously they take off. But anyway, that's that. Now I'm going to see if there's a few better lies of the land to get a track up to that road. So we'll go up towards this big spotted gum or whatever it is. One day I'm going to learn what all these trees are. Lived here for 48 years in this country and I don't even know what all the trees are. Alright, well it gets very steep that way. So realistically we're looking at, I'm going to come out right where that gate is, and you can make a nice track down to where I want if I can get access to this gate. So well, I am in someone else's property at the moment, but couldn't help that. Anyway, so we know by one thing that at some stage someone's forgotten to shut the gate. Shut the fuck. Shut the fuck. Anyway, I'm going over. Alright, well anyway, hopefully we'll run into them and see what we can do. Another option? No, there's no more options. I'm stay off grid. See you all later.